those snap hooks and this pole are good for the other rescue lanyards we have too, or
yes.
we can use them for a variety of situations.
Yep.
We just have to make sure that this is...
Other way.
Which other way?
Here, turn it around so we can see in the camera, and maybe we can watch it. So, Dan, what other lanyards do we have that we can use for examples here to rescue from? I mean,
you want me to get my harness?
We have this for the drag line, but what about other situations?
I might be missing it, but unless you have something bigger than the throat of that, it'll all work, won't it?
That's what I'm at. Yeah, right. We have all other lanyards to...
This snap hook will not work. And these snap hooks are out of compliance. As of January 2017, all snap hooks need to be rated for 3,600 pound gate strength. These are the old style, so if there was an incident, MSHA would write a...
Have their way with us.
Yes, there you go. So snap hooks on lanyards, self-retracting lifelines need to have it imprinted in the hardware 3,600 pound gate strength. Okay.
So how
To answer your question, Jim, it seems like, I might be wrong, but it seems like you're not going to be hooking that to the lanyard, you're hooking that to the
person
on the back
the
of
person's the harness,
which are typically just round.
Right, but I've also seen where if I do have this and I have tension on there, if I didn't have one that's rusted, as you can see my sample is fairly rusted,
Okay.
I could actually reach down and grab that existing hook on the back of that individual and I could pop it if I'm able to, to get it solid. I mean, I've seen it done in training, not in the real world, but yeah, that ability does to where if I'm able to reach down, take tension off of it as it's sitting there and I push up, then I can unhook him from that instead of having to reel him back and unhook. But once I have him hooked on this, that's my rescue line, and then I just undo it. But any hooks like this going forward need to be cut up, taken out of service.
How do we know what how do we identify the type you're talking about?
So there's no imprint of 3,600. It needs to say 3,600 pound gate strength or Z359.
Okay.
When did the new hooks come out?
They've been out for a while. It became law per OSHA January 2017. So you'll see on here 3,600 pound gate strength.
Okay.
Yep. All 3M DBI solas have been like that since 2009.
How long can a guy dangle there before he starts running into the danger zone?
Good question. So OSHA wants you to activate the site rescue plan within 4 minutes and ideally get the fallen coworker up or down to solid surface within 15 to 20 minutes, okay? I've shown you guys always in the past the trauma straps that need to be on your harness. Those are the little round pouches that sit right on your hips. You should have those on your harnesses too, because if you did step off into space and you're conscious, you're able to connect that together and then stand in that for however long it takes. But if you don't have those, then you need to have some form of a rope or something that you can stand on. But depending on your age, health, etc., a clot can cut loose after 15, 20 minutes, hit your heart, lung, brain, and then you're toast, okay? So we don't want any clot to cut loose. So make sure you have the trauma straps. You can attach those trauma straps to any harness, any manufacturer's brand, okay? And those are about a $30 add-on, so that's definitely part one of your rescue plan. And then the rescue equipment for the rescue is part two.
How many other dudes, Dan, do high work on the drag line other than you, Dakota, Rico's, or do they not do it because they're on nights?
Yeah,
How many total people do high work?
Well, the dragline operators go up there supposedly once a shift,
2 or 4?
right?
There's a catwalk, right? The catwalk on the outer rail.
They go up the catwalk.
But there's railing on both sides, right? There's not an opening, right?
I don't think so.
I know, I walked it once. Yeah, I wouldn't want to carry 30 pounds going this big.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's,
Jake and Matt do it.
Well, and then they gotta go up and replace the oil, do grease at the
Yeah.
top.
Electricians are up there.
However many guys there are that aren't here right now, we should get them together now that we have kind of seen this fresh and just kind of run them through the safety pole, because they're going to, more than likely, there's going to be a guy up there who's going to be there a lot faster than a Burt guy. And it's just a matter of learning that one, if they're not hurt, just for getting them down.
well, yeah, and if there's a chance you can do it when the drag line is being serviced and actually do a simulated rescue, that's a great way to put everybody through the test, is have somebody hanging down there and just reach, hook, unclip, lower them down, they're 10 feet, 15 feet off the ground. I mean, a very easy method for, practice. This is one way to do it, get a visual, like you say, walk them through the steps. But if I can actually go through an actual scenario of a guy hanging there and do the rescue, definitely going to help in that situation.
Get at Baxter, bring his 180-pound dummy,
Yes. Yeah.
and you can carry it up.
We'll winch it up there with a little winch we don't have.
No, you could use this. You could
Oh, there you
to
go.
the ground. Yeah. Yeah. And just wheel it up.
There's a crane at Boom Point.
Yeah.
Sure.
And you can even do it in here with overhead crane clip on. Next time it's a cold weather day, so we could easily do that.
Well, and then is this a good piece of equipment to use in other scenarios besides the drag line?
If anybody's on the conveyor belt or anytime in any of the the milling operation over here, I would say yeah.
Or if we're on the man lift and they fall off the man lift and we can't get the man lift down for some reason.
Yep.
Or I don't know, where else do we hang from? Where else do we use lanyards for safety? The tipple, I don't know, I never want to fall down one of those chutes I can't climb out of, but there's,
Could use it on cam scan.
yeah, right, cam span, yeah, right. Are there places here in the shop we ever use lanyards that somebody might get? So, and then this would be what we want to use to pick them up, or
Oh yeah.
Oh.
But
The only way that would work, is if you had 2 people in the basket.
for the aerial lift, yeah.
right? Right. So I'm just, and you got to have this there. So
Yeah, if somebody were injured way up high on the boom, and they were on the boom, they were unconscious, and we wanted to get them down, could you hook that, or that exceed the weight limit, put them in a basket and lower them down, using that as a way of getting them off the boom, versus down the stairs and through the door and around the thing and over the woods, and
Oh yeah.
be way easier.
I don't know, think you someone down because there's ladders that you have to climb down and back scratchers on.
Yeah, it'd be tricky to get them down the way you go up.
Yeah, so like if someone's stroked out on the boom, that'd be the way to get them down.
Well, that's why we're getting new baskets. I mean, I've seen, there's on the web, they put the injured person in a basket, and then they get them over the handrail, and they've attached this, and they lower the basket down to the ground.
Controlled, yeah.
I mean, it sounds tricky, but I mean, what else? How else do you get them off?
If we did one of those,
If
we
they
did
got a
a,
harness on, can't you just hook up the harness and let them down?
Well,
You
yeah.
have to screw around with a basket.
Well, it's been, if they have a neck injury, that kind of deal, then, you know, you gotta put them in the
Right.
neck
they're
brace.
stroked out or had a
Yeah.
seizure or something, but if it's a trauma injury, probably
You guys have any tripods where you're going into confined space?
Tri-Valley has one. Well, we don't,
No.
No confined space on site here at all.
there is.
Silos,
There is
top entry, side entries.
We've
One right over there.
Yeah, that's totally good.
So that, the question is, if something happened inside one of those confined space entry points, how are you gonna get them out? You're gonna use a winch? You can use something like this, same deal with the redirectional pull, and I could get them out with this as well.